Hey, what's going on, guys? Dragon here, and today I am joined by my co-host David Jansen and our special guest, Josh Rodrigues. Josh, you care to tell us a little bit about yourself here?
Yeah, I train with Team London with Crazy George there. I've been training for about 4.5 years and trying to work my way to the top. So
Nice, nice.
yeah.
First question, how do you handle the nerves and excitement before stepping on stage in a big match or
When I first started competing, the nerves would actually get to me pretty good, but I don't really get nervous anymore. I mean, I'm not nervous for Ray. I'm not nervous for basically anything. I'm not nervous for it anymore. I actually feed off of it. So it motivates me to train hard and just believe in myself and my abilities. So
And how did you deal with it at first? Obviously, you had
how did I deal with it at first? Lots of caffeine and jitters and feeling sick to my stomach all the time, especially leading up to it. And I mean, once I put my elbow on the table though, the jitters kind of went away. And yeah, now there's no jitters, no worry. I
yeah.
just go in and do my thing. So
Okay. I guess that kind of ties into the next question I have here is what kind of advice would you give for some beginners? Obviously, like I'm a beginner, we're kind of
yep.
and yeah,
My advice would be to start competing. Like, I mean, not right away, maybe 6 months in, 8 months in. If somebody doesn't think they're ready, you're never going to be ready. You got to get out there and you got to start competing. Uh, how, how do you know when you're ready? You'll know. You'll just go in and start competing, and getting the feel for it. You're not going to get the real reality of it just going to practice once a week, twice a week, practicing with the same guys, not going full tilt, not getting that experience where you get that experience at a tournament where adrenaline's high, there's a crowd, there's people, you're in there, it's double elimination, you get eliminated twice. Oh shit, that sucks. Train harder, it's motivation. Um, we have some newer guys that competed for the first time and everybody's doing well, and it's really motivating for those guys to keep doing well. You know what I mean?
that's awesome. So you had two big super matches recently at Club Wars 8 in
Yeah.
Michigan, and I was super proud watching that, just seeing you dominate. How
Thank
did
you.
that feel and stuff going into those
Uh,
matches and taking the win?
it felt amazing to go in there and just clean up. 3-0 left hand, 3-0 right hand, and then I did three other categories in the tournament. And man, I cleaned house. It felt amazing. So
That's definitely got to be like a huge motivation boost for this coming event at MAC 3, not with.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm trying to get out there and compete in the States more. Uh, I've been competing in Canada for the past 4 years, and you go to this tournament, you go to that tournament, you see the same faces, the same people. I mean, we went to Colorado last September. That was our first competition in the United States, and man, it was awesome. There wasn't a single face I recognized. I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know where the level was at, and I had a super match there and did the tournament, and man, I had a blast. And so, yeah, we're trying to get out there and get some more matches going. Hopefully go to Michigan State this year.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, and that tournament that you were at in that super match you had, was that one of Corey Miller's tournaments?
Yeah, so actually I'm going back again this year and doing a six-man round robin with some pretty tough guys. So,
That's awesome.
once I'm finished with Ray here, I'll keep on training and move on to the next one. So
That is a right hand super match, right?
with
With
Ray, yeah, yeah, my left shoulder's a little bit buggered up. So
yeah. No, that sucks. Bad. Was
yeah.
that injury recently then?
Yeah, at the Arncats tournament, I'm an idiot and I pulled the weekend after I pulled in Michigan and
Yeah, I seen you there,
uh,
but I wasn't sure. I
yeah.
didn't see if you had placed or anything. But
No, I pulled like three classes higher and threw my left arm in there, and yeah, that was a dumb idea, but I mean it's better every day. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Be pulling with it soon.
That's great. So just how did this match come about? Getting ready, like I'm sure you spoke with Ian or someone. Like I know,
Yeah, I got approached about it, and somebody said, "What do you think about pulling Coach Ray?" And I said, "That's a match I can't say no to.
'cause
That's a huge match, and that's where I wanted to be, and this is where I want to go. That's the trajectory I want to follow." So
I know I've been watching Voice of Arm Wrestling for multiple years now, even though I've only been
me
in
too,
arm wrestling a year.
me
So,
too.
and he's the main face on there between him and Giannis, and then we've seen him on like anywhere. We've seen him East versus West, King
Yep,
of the Table,
yep,
across North America, different like on Jim Talmadge's events, some other
yep.
events, and like you see him winning, losing, but he always seems like he's like just below that top 10 in the world. Like this is
Yeah.
gonna be a huge match. Like
Oh, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
yeah.
I'm excited.
What do you think of that? The new Mac table that Ian has
I
created.
think I think it's interesting. I can't wait to get my elbow on it. I've never been on one. I'm not too worried about, the size of the pads or the shape of the table. It's all the same. It's arm wrestling. There's a peg, there's a pad.
Yeah,
Keep your elbow down.
yeah, I agree with that. Just with the depth of the pad and everything, I'm wondering if you're going to be able to gain that more height for top rolling and stuff, or if you
Maybe
thought,
I can maybe I can gain a little height. Maybe I can drag a little bit further back on the pad, get my elbow tighter to my body. But Ray can do the same thing. So I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
Related to your injury after the arm, do you do any specialized like blood flow or
Oh,
like
I'm doing blood flow every day. Doesn't matter if I trained heavy, if I trained light, I'm doing something every day. And I mean, there were a couple nights there where I had a hard time sleeping, but it's pretty much healed now. I'm just gonna, let it rest a little longer before I actually put it back on the table. But yeah,
I know you did something
yeah, I know. An arm catch too. I did something to my inner elbow down on the
oh
left.
shit.
Even though I'm really new, just amateur tournament. I
Yeah,
didn't feel nothing pop or anything, but just something like one of the matches. Just suddenly, I just like crazy pain. Oh, good, it's better now. Just doing a bunch of blood flow every day. I hear people say to do that, so
yeah.
I've been
And
doing
Rice Bucket's been my best friend. Bands. I got a pulley system in the basement, just light weights, constant, this way, rotate.
yeah,
Just
so
light weight, like 40, 50 reps till you feel your arm swollen up. Blood's your best friend. So, I mean,
yeah,
collagen, glutamine, protein,
yeah. I
keep,
take a lot of collagen. That's
yep.
really what I drink every evening. Take 10, 20 grams minimum. Yeah. How do you approach different styles of arm wrestling, like when you're coming into a match like this? Because as far as I've seen, Ray is mainly a hook-based puller. As far as I remember watching your matches, you're normally a top roll. Do you like have certain like exercises you do before coming into a match like this to really try to up your game,
And
or you just the game plan, or
I just try and get as strong as I can in my lane and hope, that I'm stronger than he is and I can get to my move before he gets to his move. I do the same move all the time. So it seems to, I mean, it works. So
well, definitely,
I'm
yeah.
not going to deviate from the plan. So
What are you ranked currently in Ontario or Canada?
third, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Right arm and then left arm's one behind that. So
Oh, dude, that's sick. Good job.
uh,
What are some of the toughest matches you've had?
I mean, anytime I pull with John Tyrion's a tough time. He's very, very, very strong. I'd say my toughest match was when we went to Colorado. I had a super match with a guy named Danny Gillian. I mean, he was a weight class above me. I was a little bit light then. Sorry, I was a little bit light then, and I came in at 187, and Danny came in at 210. And I said, I don't give a shit. Let's just pull, kind of thing. It was 3-0 for him, but every round was a war. It was a 3 foul system. We used up every single foul we had every match. I walked out of there with basically a broken arm at that point, and that's my all-time favorite match so far. He had this I was able to top roll him every time, but he's a 60-year-old man and he had this sticking point almost like George where he was just, tucked in like this and I just couldn't get that last little bit and I just ran out of gas before he did, so
Yeah, that's crazy.
mhm.
You're gonna be
That's
out.
the best.
You're gonna
What's
be in
that?
London. You're gonna be in London practicing tomorrow.
No,
That's-
no, too close.
Okay. Yeah, I think Mike's hoping to jump in the tournament there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike will clean up.
Probably, yeah. He's a beast.
Yeah.
Do you have like any rituals or anything you do before like a match, like in your warm up or anything? Do you have any like you
I
listen
mean,
to
warm
something?
up is just bands. I'll get a teammate to go on the table and we'll loosen up our wrists, do a little back pressure, a little side pressure, and all that typical stuff. Before a tournament, I like to eat bananas. I don't know if it helps. That's kind of been my go-to. I bring a bunch of bananas with me and pounding bananas, and I make sure I have a nice big breakfast the morning of. Lots of carbs the night before.
The
Yeah,
Devon,
I just want to feel my best when it comes time. So.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And when you started arm wrestling, was there a specific like training regime you started? Because I'm sure, like looking at you, you definitely look like you've been working out already for a long time, more than just
Yeah, before the arm wrestling, I was kind of into the powerlifting, and I was kind of, I wanted to do a meet. I didn't know where to start. I was just doing, bench press, deadlift, squat, and everything, in between. Just kind of going to the gym with no real goal in mind. But I've always been working out, and then I discovered arm wrestling on the internet. Devin Larrett, all those guys, and when I found out it was a real sport, I'm like, hey, I could probably be pretty good at this. And went to my first practice and was told you you could be good. And I kept coming back, kept getting better, stronger, dedication. My dedication is just every day is more and more. So especially now I'm in the spot where I wanted to be, the motivation is super high. So and it helps having some really good coaches and really good teammates. So
you say you have any of those YouTubers or influencers that would be your role model or anything like that, or somebody who got you into it?
sorry, you cut out there.
Is there anybody who would be like more of a role model from any of those influencers that you kind
Oh,
of
George is my role model. Crazy George. 100%. I owe that man the world. So
yeah.
he's been the biggest influence. 100%. I mean, I watch people on YouTube. I watch videos, but when it comes to actual arm wrestling, it's nothing better. So
Yeah, that man's hard to beat. Oh yeah, arm wrestling
yeah,
a
no,
couple times, like
it
at
it'd
risk.
take a special person to be able to pin George. So
Yeah. Are you? So I know, depending in the strength world, there's a lot of different people. There's people that eat the whole fridge, and then there's people that have
yeah,
very specific nutrition diet stuff. Where are you on that board and stuff?
I've never been on a diet in my life. I just kind of eat what I want when I want and hope for the best. I do work out of town a lot, so it's hard to, I'll be on the road in a hotel for 5 days of the week, so it's hard for me to meal prep. When I'm at home, I definitely eat better than when I'm at work in a hotel. So like when I'm at home, I'm eating pretty good. When I'm on the road, I can definitely be eating junk, but I mean, no specific. I'm not counting my macros. I'm not counting my calories. I'm not doing any of that crazy stuff. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know. I just figured that's like a lot of people have different nutrition to gain certain muscle mass, or depending in say in a strength regimen.
well, I know when I found out about my matches in Michigan, I was probably between 187 and 189, and the matches were at 198. So I was eating more than my normal amount to, pack on a few pounds. Now I'm sitting at that 196, 197 mark. I think if I wanted to get down to 190, I probably could, but I feel good where I'm at right now.
Is there, is there a weight cap for this match with Coach Ray?
Yeah, 87 kilograms, which is 191.5. So
Oh, so you're
yeah, easy. Yeah, it'll be just fine.
skip one meal, take a shit, and then you're there.
Yeah. Hot shower and I'm good to go.
And how do you balance the physical working out versus the tactical kind of planning, table time, table like in your training?
Honestly, I'm just making it up, man. I listen to my body. My body tells me what it wants. I try and go to practice at least once a week, if not twice a week. I have gym days in between. I'm listening to my arm, if my elbow's a little sore, maybe I'll do back pressure that day. If my riser's sore, we'll do side pressure. My biceps are blown up, maybe we'll do something else, but I'm always lifting heavy, always trying to push my weights higher and higher and get stronger and stronger. But I don't really have, a structured routine per se, but maybe that's what I need to get to the next level. So we'll see.
And you were saying now with this latest injury that you had on your shoulder a bit, like you've had a lot of pain, you weren't able to sleep. I know arm wrestling has people always say how much pain it has. What do you do to deal with that pain? Because I know personally, being so new in the sport, sometimes arm wrestling and then trying to do a bit of training here and there, and then I'm like, can move half the weight or quarter of the weight that I normally can, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, my arms are just like in excruciating pain.
Yeah, for the first year there, I was in excruciating pain almost every day. George kept saying, "Don't quit, don't you quit, don't you quit on me." And I mean, I stuck it out. He's like, "Eventually the pain will stop." I don't know if the pain stopped or I just got used to it. Maybe I like it now. I don't know. It's hard to say. But when it comes to that kind of soreness, Advil, ice, hot shower, cold shower, whatever, just suck it up, I guess you can kind of say. But it's part of the game at this point. If I'm gonna be sore, I'm gonna be sore, and that's what it is. I mean, after Colorado there in September, I didn't even sleep because I couldn't. My arms were so sore, I physically couldn't sleep. I was up all night. I couldn't pull the blanket over me, kind of thing, and it was crazy. But I love it. So
Oh, that's great. Well, you have to enjoy it to be crazy enough to continue, right? That's
yeah,
what so many different
yeah,
sports. Depending on, you have to have a certain drive to be. You have to click differently than other people because not everyone is going to have that drive to work through the pain. Because I know even
no,
a guy like I'm extremely new, and then the other day we had a guy in the club and that's newer yet. And he's like, "What the hell do I do about this pain?" And I'm like, "Oh, the rest of us just enjoy it now." And then he's
yeah,
like, "Shut up, dude." He's like, "I want to know how to not have pain every time I come to practice." I'm like, pretty sure you ask everyone in the room, and after they leave practice, they're some sort of sore.
yeah. No, I mean, blood flow is your best friend. Keep the muscles, warm, keep them moving. Don't try not to let them get stiff. But I mean, there were some mornings where I woke up and I couldn't straighten my arms out. But I'm past that point now, I think. Um, yeah,
Well, we're not going to keep you all evening.
Yeah,
it's
Thanks a
all
lot
good,
for
man.
jumping on.
Are you guys coming to Mac?
I'm hoping so, but we're going to see.
I'm not gonna be able to make it.
Yeah. If not, make sure you guys get your pay-per-view, right?
Oh, we definitely will. I will be dropping the link in the description and
Yep.
everything. So, do you have your own? Like, I know some of the Mac events, if they have their own link.
No, I didn't get one of those. I think maybe because it was a later announced match, but yeah, just whatever. Pick an athlete and send it out there. Your favorite athlete. It won't be me, but yeah, it's going to be an amazing event. So
Oh, it'll be crazy. I just seen.
lots of 12 crazy super matches. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, I seen. I also know that um, you and Blake have had a rivalry to some extent.
Yep. Yep.
He's on the card. What do you think of his match?
Oh, he's gonna crush him. He's gonna crush that guy. It's not even close.
And then,
Blake's way too strong.
yeah, I've heard from a
Yeah.
lot of guys. They're like, he's insane now. He's like different than he was a year ago. Like he's an
Oh
animal
yeah.
and stuff.
Yep.
And so yeah, what do you think of the main event? On versus Artem. Who
That's gonna be an
got?
amazing match. That's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
Who do you
I
got
mean,
for it?
at first I thought there was no chance for Auden at all, but I'm shifting my mind here because I've heard that he's crazy right now. So I'm looking forward to watching. I think it's gonna be a good one.
The Laird Kool-Aid is getting to you.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's also 240 pounds.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy. I see
yeah,
the video with
he's
him there.
working out every day, eating right, you know. I believe him. I'm sure he can do it. So
And then also another guy you mentioned earlier, John Terrian versus Daniel Price. Who do you got in that one?
I don't know. It's left-handed, and I know John's got a wicked left, but I mean, this guy's a weight class above, and he's one of the best out there. So I'm rooting for John. If it was a right-hand match, I wouldn't even like. I'd throw all my money towards John, every cent I own. But left-handed could go either way. I really can't pick because I'm not too familiar with was his name Daniel Price?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar. I know John's got a wicked left, but it's like, yeah, his right arm's the money arm. So,
Since we're talking about him and you said his right arm's crazy, who do you got
oh,
between him and Craig Touye?
John. Yeah,
Think
no,
he's gonna?
John for sure. John for sure. He's man, his trajectory right now is just insane.
Yeah, I've seen some of his last matches. Watching them, it's just insane.
Yeah, no, he's looking like a animal. So
Okay, thank you so much. We're
yeah,
not going
no
to take
problem,
all your
man.
time,
Yeah,
guys. Check out the pay-per-view. Take care, Josh.
Later.
Oh yeah.
see you guys.
See ya.